Body doing, man. We got some of your favorite Cowboys content creators on the same plateau at the same plateau time, man. And we about to get this thing live, man. You got your boy West Coast Cowboy, man, coming live in the middle. You got my cousin, you already know who it is, from the liquor store, live from it. He got his pages on here, so when I see them come up, I'll announce those. And then we got the crazy man himself, Mike on the mic from the West Texas Cowboy Report podcast. Ah, damn, we got to get an acronym for that. You dig? But until then, we are here live in the building, ready to give y'all some content. It's crazy because we literally been sitting here on.
Yo,
Um, literally, I was like, well, shoot, ahead and go live real quick. So here we are, ready to get this thing popping, man. We got a couple subjects we gonna talk about, but it's gonna be some, as my boy Boss Cowboy say, it's gonna be a freestyle. You feel me? It's gonna be some freestyle. So if you got some dumb questions, if your question is dumb enough, it might get read, and if your question is smart enough, it might get read. So put your comments in the comment box. That's all I gotta say about that. You feel me? I got my boy Ken in the building. What's up with you, Ken? See if he can come through. What's up with you, my
What's
boy?
going
There we
on?
go. There you go.
What's up?
All right, so we got it. So everybody's up in the building right now. Everybody's up in the building, and Kim. I got Ken is from West Texas Cowboy Dallas Report. So hey, y'all show him some love too. You over there. We live in the building. We about to start it off real tough. Before I do that though, I'm gonna say what's up to everybody that's in the comment box. I got my boy Joe Sinesrus. What's up with you, my boy 2798? I got my boy Charlie Jones. Hey, as I say your name, I need you guys to do me a favor. Please, please, please aggressively go and hit that share button. Aggressively go and hit that share button. Aggressively go, hit that share button. Share the content, please. You guys already know we totally different, and it's the magic is totally different when we got like 200-300 people up in here. So make sure if you have not already, make sure that you please hit that share button so we can share it to the nation, get everybody up in here. You feel me? But salute to my boy Ken. Salute to my cousin HTM. Salute to you. And salute to my boy Mike on the mic. So man, let's go ahead and get this thing popping, man. We was actually talking about some random subjects first, and I want to talk about this numbers debacle first. I want to talk about this numbers debacle. And what I mean by numbers debacle is this. I want to talk about this. Everybody, Caleb Downs has been number 2 since he was 2 years old. And since he was 2 years old, he been number 2. He was number 2 in high school. He was number 2 in college. You know what I'm saying? And his hope is that he's number 2 in the NFL. Now, the Dallas Cowboys already have someone that's wearing number 2 by the name of my boy Kobe Durant. But the only issue is Kobe's only ain't played no games for the Dallas Cowboys yet. You know what I'm saying? No games have been played for him yet. So one would think that it's still very much open. You know what I'm saying? But I want to know what's you guys' take on what's you guys' take. We're gonna go around the building real quick. Starting with you, Mike. What is your take on Caleb Downs wearing number 2, or what number you think he should wear?
man, if Caleb Downs is good with changing the number and he's humble about it and he doesn't really care, I guess it don't matter. I know a lot of the fans want him to wear number 2. Um, I don't know. I know Kobe Durant is, even though Downs is a great player, he's still a rookie, so he's got to earn his stripes still. He's still got to earn the star on his helmet. Nothing is given for free. So, we'll see what happens when the season starts. Who knows? Kobe Durant might say, "Hey, you know what, man? Here you go." By the time the season starts, or maybe next year, if Kobe Durant's not here, he'll get it next year. So that's my
Okay.
thought.
Uh, Ken, what's your well, I mean, Ken, what's your thoughts on it?
Yeah, I mean he's probably gonna have to come off some money, Caleb Downs, because he's a rookie. Um, but if not, hey, it's whatever. Just rock number 18 and then switch next year. Donovan Ezaraku wore that ugly 41, and he's switching to 6. So it is what it is. I mean, I think he's gonna still be a cold player regardless of whatever he is. He could be 299, 78. He's still gonna be cold. That's just my opinion.
Okay. Hey, HCM, what's your thoughts?
Man, you gotta pay to play. That's how I feel about it, man. That's just what it is with the stuff, man. Like Cam Newton, he always tell the story on his podcast. He didn't get his college number. The reason being, his backup quarterback had it, and he tried to charge him $1 million to get the number off of him. So that's why he switched to the number that he ended up with, and he made it iconic. And now that numbers will forever be, in the ring of honor over there with the Carolina Panthers. It'll never be synonymous with, an MVP quarterback. So he made his own legacy with that number. Dallas Cowboys related. Deion Sanders came over here. We already had a player wearing 21. So what Dion did is he bought his new teammate a BMW to get the number off of him. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like there would be a respectable offer made, and because at the same time it's really about respect. Like no veteran player want to come and get Debo by a rookie. You know what I'm saying? It's the optics. It's just a respect factor. Like you ain't just finna walk through the door and just Debo my shit. You know what I'm saying? So I don't even think he really care about the number too much. You know what I'm saying? But I do think that he'll end up paying them and he'll end up getting the number. And I know it'll be one of the highest selling jerseys out there. So I'm sure that Jerry Jones himself will intervene and make that happen. You know, just like he intervened on behalf of Michael Parsons to get number 11 up off of a certain wide receiver that was here at the time. You know what I mean? So it's good business, man. Always around. He'll look respectful coming in making an offer. The Dallas Cowboys going to sell a whole bunch of jerseys. It's already the highest selling rookie jersey out there. He ain't even got an official number yet. That's how many pre-orders he got. So it's going to be damn good business. And there's just a proper way that you do it, man. So I'm sure by the time the season starts, Caleb Downs will have number 2. It just you gotta, do it the right way, and I think that he will.
Shoot, I mean, hey, that's I mean the way you put that together, man. I mean, it makes a whole lot of sense. But I mean, like they're saying in the comment box, I have to agree with them in the comment box when they say that, man, there is just so much money involved with, I think that to be made, I think Jerry, that is definitely going to be one of them executive calls from Jerry, where but I mean, right now, since and also the Cowboys, they kind of did the same thing with Micah Parsons, where I don't Micah Parsons at rookie camp, I forget what number he had on, but he had a different number on, versus the number he actually played in, when he actually got to, because I mean, they want to sell the jerseys when they're the most hot, when they're at the most hottest commodity. When their most hottest commodity is when the NFL season starts. So right now, I think part of them, I think part of the Cowboys right now is they're purposely doing things to kind of let not people give people the impressions they don't know what number he's going to wear, so that they can protect that that market first, because if everybody knew what number he was wearing, man, them jerseys would be printed up right now. You know what I'm saying? So to a degree, the Cowboys are kind of like, protecting that market. So, but I definitely agree with you. I 100% actually agree with you. I definitely believe that by the end of the if not by training camp, but if not by training camp, that you're definitely gonna see him in a number 2 jersey. But hey, I wanted to switch subjects real quick, because we had a couple things we wanted to talk about that was kind of already that was kind of structured, but and then this was actually a picture that HTM sent to me, and it's the Dallas Cowboys current running back room, and we wanted to kind of sit it over here for a minute and kind of talk about it for a minute. You know what I'm saying? Get everybody's thoughts on it. So what everybody's thoughts on what's the status, basically the status of the Dallas Cowboys running back room. You know what I'm saying? So Henny, I'm gonna start with you, because this was your picture. What was your thoughts around the Dallas Cowboy running back room? You on mute? You on mute? All right, I don't know if I think he's still on mute. But yeah, hey, y'all know I'm Mr. Run the Damn Ball, man. And
Yes, sir.
you know, this room, I mean, you have running backs, but I mean, you have outside of Javonte Williams, who just proved himself last year. You have a bunch of guys that are unproven. You know what I'm saying? Now, you guys know I like me some Malik Davis, you know what I'm saying, out of Florida. You know what I'm saying? I've rocked with him for a minute, but the Cowboys didn't release him and brought him back twice now. You know what I'm
Are you sure
saying?
it's twice and not 3 times?
Yeah, I know for two off the top of my head. You know what I'm saying? So that lets you know how they think about him.
They
Hunter
treat him like a
Lupke
side
technically
piece.
should Yeah, Hunter Lupke shouldn't even be on this picture technically, because he ain't no damn running back. He's a fullback. Everybody talks about him being a running back until it's time for him to be a running back because he can't do running back things. He can only do fullback things. You know what I'm saying? And then Jadon Blue, I don't know, man. He got bad feet. Tell me, HTM, what's your thoughts on this running back room?
What your boy Kendrick say, man? It's not enough. Few solid niggas left, but it's not enough. Yeah, dog. They need more. They need more than that, man. And really, like you was on the draft show with us. I was mad as hell when the Dallas Cowboys were on the board. Mike Washington was available out of Arkansas. No, of course I'm biased about that. Was on the board and they did not draft him. You know what I'm saying? And this is one of the reasons why you have a glaring need right there at the running back position. Now, God forbid anything's happened to Javonte Williams. But Javonte Williams historically has not been somebody that stays healthy. Like last year, if you look at his career in totality, last year was the outlier. He's usually a guy that misses multiple games. And even the last year when he stayed healthy, he started to wear down at the end of the season. Right? So what is the Dallas Cowboys game plan if Javonte Williams has to miss a game or two? Or we just gonna really sit here and act like we believe in Jadon Blue now because it's convenient? We're gonna sit here and act like Phil Maffa has any kind of skins on the wall right now. You don't have any proven commodities. And I like some of the things about Malik Davis. I do think Malik Davis is better than I gave him credit for. I used to talk crazy about that boy because
Yeah, you did.
because landlord like that boy, but I used to have to
Me
troll
and
him a little bit.
landlord rock with him.
Yeah, so I used to talk crazy about him, but you know what I'm saying. He made some plays last year, but can he handle 20 carries? Can he handle 25 carries? Can he be a workhorse back if you ask him to be? If something happens to Javonte Williams, he got to take over in that lead role. So, in my opinion, the Dallas Cowboys not only do they need to have open competition at running back, they need more competition in there. And I don't even usually call for them to do the UFL route. But damn it, go get the leading rush out the UFL when it's time and just drop his ass in the training camp. Go and sign somebody off the streets. You need more people in here, man, because this ain't gonna cut it. And I do know that we don't got a Bendakunda or the kid out of Tulsa, listed on here. Those are two other running backs you got. But I read this somewhere like the career rushing stats for all the other running backs not named Javonte Williams, they all come in combined under 800 career rushing yards. Career. So, you don't know. You have a super unproven running back room behind Javonte Williams right now, and that's scary.
Yeah, that's wild, man. Now I thought you were gonna say 800 out yards last year. This dude said his they entire career. So you know what that means? That's ridiculous. That's pounds of inexperience. And I'm gonna tell you, the only way for you to get an inexperienced person experience is he has to play. And guess what? When they play, you got to accept the positive that comes with his play, but you also got to accept the negative. And my thing is this: is this the season? Is this a season? Are we in a position to be trying to have some running back out here trying to figure it out? But I'm gonna tell you what's gonna happen if Javonte Williams go down. It's gonna be Dak got to throw 20 extra more passes. Dak gonna be throwing 50 passes a game. That's realistically that's what's really gonna happen. Mike, what's your thought? Give me your thoughts, man. What's your take on this running back room?
Me personally, I'm a little bit more optimistic. I just think that Phil Maffa being injured all last year didn't really get a shot. And Jadon Blue, he looked really good on the last game. So we really don't know. So I kind of see where y'all are coming from. The fact that we really don't know, there's a question mark there. It's kind of scary if Javonte were to get hurt. But Javonte can carry the workload. He's a bell cow back. So as long as he's healthy, we're good. But let's say Javonte gets hurt, then we need to start worrying about going and getting a running back for sure. But right now, I think Phil Maffa and Blue deserve a shot, and we're never going to
My
get to
bad.
see how good they really are if they don't get that shot.
Ken, what is your thoughts?
Yeah, so I was listening to you and Landlord's show earlier today, Henny, and I remember y'all were talking about how Land was willing to give Brian Schottenheimer a little bit of like leeway because he knew about the Javante breakout year, and I'm kind of leaning more towards him, like Brian Schottenheimer knowing something that we don't know, as far as like whether that's Jadon Blue or Phil Maffa or Malik Davis. You know, he's a fellow Florida guy, so I hope nothing bad happens to Javante. But I'm willing to give Brian Schottenheimer the benefit of the doubt because he showed me last year that he knew what he was doing offensively at the running back position.
Hey, that's a good point too. That's a real good point too. I
I mean
mean,
that's fair, and I'll say that
Until he put
because
CD Lamb at running back.
and listen,
facts.
and to be fair to that, see, he was doing that before Shotty got here.
That
Like
was a
real
Mike
talk.
McCarthy thing, yeah. And then I think he even said it in the press conference the other day. His own kids called him out on it. He said, "Well, that was a bonehead play, Dad," to Shotty. He said, "Don't ever do that again." He's like, "I won't." And I even called it before. I said, "Why is CD Lamb at running back? They're going to get him hurt," and he got hurt.
Hey, I
And
remember
my thing,
CD
my
Lamb
listen,
saying he loves getting back there. That he used to play running back a little bit, but you are right though. And listen, when you have actual running backs, you don't have to put your wide receiver at running back. You know that tells you a lot about what you got behind Javante Williams, though, don't
facts.
it?
They just need to have more trust in their backs, and we have a really good offensive line. All across the board,
I
they're good
mean,
run blockers. And you've
maybe
seen
they.
when
I
Malik
mean,
Davis, he has that speed up the middle, a
but
good switch of pace.
But think about this to kind of talk about the offensive line. Like maybe that was the reason why they had CD Lamb back there because you know what I'm saying. Like they needed someone who was quick to. I mean, the only person if you're going to put a wide receiver back there, put freaking Cavante Turpin ass back there. You know what I'm saying? Let him do. He's the fastest man in the NFL who don't do nothing but return punts and kicks for us. Like that has to stop. Like that has to that era is over with. You know what I'm saying? And I also going to say this like if Javante Williams goes down, like I said, for sure we're going to throw the ball 40 more times, 50 more times. Um, I think Malik Davis is probably the one guy up here who because I've liked Malik Davis for some moments now, and he runs heavy, he runs hard. You know what I'm saying? He's a even though I think he's a little bit I think he's the same size as Jonathan Williams, but he's a bruiser. You know what I'm saying? And I've always liked the way he run. Jadon Blue, man, the dude suppose I mean I thought Jadon Blue was gonna take Cavante Turpin's job altogether, like between the because we don't really throw the ball to Cavante Turpin enough for him to have a specific role in the offense. So I thought that was gonna that was where my angle with Jadon Blue was gonna go. You know what I'm saying? And did but
You can't play special teams and you got a fumble problem.
That's true.
Imagine your defense did all that hard work to get a stop. They kicking the ball off, they putting the ball away. Your goofy ass go back there, and they done held it down. 5 minutes of defense, they tired. Your goofy ass go back there and muff it. Now they get the ball back on the shortened
And
field,
they back on the field.
right back on the field. Tired, they tired and mad. But that's really the reason why, because job security is ball security is job security. And Jadon Blue is somebody. He had a turnover problem at Texas early in the season when you put him on the field. He put the ball on the ground in. Because remember, he barely played in the little snaps he got in that Denver game. He turned the ball over, right? So you cannot put somebody back there on special teams that has a fumble issue. You just can't do it. So that's why his job, until they get somebody else in here with some speed and some vision, It's going to be Cavante Turpin's job, and let's also be a buck with it. He made an All Pro team last year. The Dallas Cowboys love to look right about business decisions that they made. They got him on a contract, so they can go out there and say, "Hey, man, this UFL guy we found and paid, he's the best returner in the NFL." They what they can hang they head on. Hey, we went out, we invested in Cavante Turpin, we believed in him, we revitalized his career, we took him from the UFL to the NFL and made him an All Pro, and they can get to march him out there, and they can look like the smartest people in the room.
Hey,
So
Henny,
until what's up?
did you notice that they for every player that they have a question mark on the team, it's like they went and got their replacement. Like Cavante Turpin, for example, they got a couple of really fast receivers from like SMU and somewhere else, and like even with Overshown, they went and got Jason Barham, and then the left tackle they went and got to replace either Guyton or Steele.
Yeah, I had seen that they had went and got some a good competition. Now, the real question is how much of a competition is it going to be? I like Anthony Smith, out of Eastern Carolina. I think he has size and some speed. He got a very limited amount of game film because this last year that got him drafted. I think they said he had 18 catches his career before then, like in totality. Then he went off this year. So I would love, for it to be an open competition because I think you could probably spend that money somewhere else. If you are able to move on from Cavante Turpin. But we gonna see. We're gonna see how much of a real competition it is. Because let's be honest, politics play a part of it. Sometimes you have people on the coaching staff that like to hedge their bets on their guys. So I'm interested to really see how they go about analyzing the back end of that wide receiving room.
And if you decide to put a running back in the back, I mean a wide receiver in the backfield as a running back, let's at least like get it on. Like, don't you can't put him back on like a real running back play. You know what I'm saying? Like, because he's not a real running back. Like, if you're gonna have the running back throw the ball, you can do that. You know what I'm saying? And it works sometimes. But I'm gonna tell you when it never works. When you put the running back there, and you actually stand him like he's a real quarterback, and he tries to get the ball from up under the center, and then he drops back, and then he throws the ball. Yeah, that never works. But you know what does work? When the quarterback's out there, and then he hikes it to the quarter running back, and then the running back pretend like he's gonna run it, then he throws. That works sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Like if you're let's be creative when you use wide receivers to run the football. Instead of just putting them on the field and just lining them up like and just telling them to hit a 36 dive. Like what is you talking about, bruh? Like for sure, do not do that. You know what I'm saying? That's just that ain't even bonehead, man. That's those type of plays can literally change the course of your season. Like we wouldn't have had George Pickens for four games. Cowboys might not have won 7 games. You know what I'm saying? So we gotta make sure we absolutely have to make sure on that aspect that we do better, that we just flat out do better. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Let me get my cousin back up in here. Boom.
Hey, do me a favor. See if you can pull up the. Never mind. I'm tripping. I use
Javante
this.
was on
I
the pitch
use this
count.
damn app, and I don't, and I'm tripping. So don't disregard me, man.
What happened? What was you thinking about?
I was trying to look at the comments and shit.
Oh, okay,
Hey,
okay.
Phil Maffa was a beast in college, though, man. He was a bell cow back, and he was a real tough running back.
I
He
agree.
reminds me a lot of Javante.
Yeah, cause see, that's the thing I do want to point out, and I'm glad that you mentioned it. When you compare people that were actually built for the workhorse role that's on the team, that does fit Phil Maffa more than it does Jadon. Because
Yeah,
even at
Jadon's like a scat back, like a Tony
yeah,
Pollard or something.
because even at Texas, he was like the third or fourth running back until injuries happened. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying that Jadon Blue can't have a certain role on this team. I believe that player development is real. I think if he's worked at it, and he's put the work in, he can be some at the NFL level because he has the athleticism. But if you talk about the somebody that's built to take on 20, 25 carries, it probably is Phil Maffa. Now, question is, how healthy is Phil Maffa? Because even last year when he came in, he was dealing with a shoulder issue. You know what I'm saying? So how healthy is he? You know what I'm saying? Because he played through that his entire senior year, and it still bothered him coming into the NFL. That's why you didn't see him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's why you can't just have. That's why a realistic conversation about what happens if Javonte Williams, and it's not even. And it's like, there might even be games where Javonte Williams is healthy, but he's just not at like a 100%. You still gonna need someone that's gonna be that can give you 5 or 6 carries. But I'm really curious. I'm really curious on what's the mindset going into the season right now of what's like their run to pass ratio right now. They're gonna be 60% pass, 40% run. You know what I'm saying? What is the ratio on it? Because, with as well as Javonte Williams ran the ball last year and the type of money that he's making, you would almost think that our offense would be really balanced this year. You know what I'm saying? And to be honest with you, when I say balance, I mean more run, not necessarily more run, but because you're always gonna throw the ball more. But I still and I'm gonna tell you this too. Typically, whenever a team is leading the league in rushing attempt or rushing, it's usually not the team that has the leading rusher. And what do I mean by that? What I mean by that is like the team that has the most rushing typically isn't the team that has the leading rusher. The leading rusher is usually on some team where he's just getting a bunch of carries and he's running crazy. But usually the team that's leading and rushing is usually a team effect.
Facts.
So that means it's just not Javonte Williams. You know what I'm saying? It has to be. We're like realistically, you need Javonte Williams to get his 12 hundo. Then I need another running back that could get me like 5, 6 You know what I'm saying? And to think that you just gonna be okay with, like, I would think, I'm curious to see how many running backs got. If somebody pull it up, how many running backs got over 1,000 yards last year? Like in 17 games is not very hard, bro. It's almost like 60 games. It's like 60
Dallas
something
Cowboys
yards a
leading
game right now.
rushers
68
2025.
yards a game, if I'm not
And the
mistaken.
I'll go
NFL
and look.
leading
I'll
rushers
look real quick and I'll be
2025.
back. All right, just let me in when I pop back in.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Like I like so like it has to be more. It
I
has
have
to
the
be more
stats
than
right
just.
here
And
if
I'm
y'all
gonna tell
want
you
to.
this right here: if you don't have a consistent run game, then your pass, your play action game is hella predictable. Just tell me what it is. Just count
Okay.
it.
Okay, so we had Cook was the leading rusher last year with 1621. Derrick Henry
Just,
1595.
just count. You ain't got to read them all. Just count.
There
Taylor
were
Just count them.
15.
17,000 yard rushers.
17.
Yeah, there was a lot. But your top three were Cook, Henry, and Taylor, and then B. John, H. N.
So
and
think about
Kyron
this.
Williams.
Think about this. 17
Javante was 10th.
17 players had over 1,000 yards last year. So
Or
that is
ninth, I'm
almost
sorry.
half the. So think about this. You know what's crazy about it? Like 1,000 yards is almost like the mandatory. That ain't.
Dang.
It's not even nothing. There's nothing special about 1,000 yards.
Christian McCaffrey only had one more yard than Javante. 1202 and 1201.
And Christian McCaffrey played one more game because Javonte Williams was shut down for the final game of the season.
And didn't he miss one game too due to injury? Or am I tripping? Well, he's
Who?
limited. Javante last
Uh,
year.
He hurt his shoulder, I think, against Chicago or one of those teams. He hurt his shoulder, I remember.
Yeah, and he
yeah,
he he missed the next game, I think, against somebody, Arizona. No, it wasn't Arizona. It was somebody, or he
he
might
might.
have played,
I
but he
think.
played hurt,
Yeah, I
limited
think he got
carries.
knocked out of game possibly.
Yeah,
And when you asked about attempts, Wes, Jonathan Taylor led the league in rushing attempts with 323. Javonte Williams was 10th in rushing attempts with 252. And I actually think that is pretty damn good considering the fact that he did not play 17 games and the fact that we were behind a lot. A lot of times you can pile on rushing attempts because you're playing with a lead and you're trying to shorten the game. We did not find ourselves in that situation a lot. So to answer your question on will we be balanced or not, I think that especially where if our defense is at least this average and we're not in shootouts every week, I do think that Schottenheimer wants to run the football. That was his calling card in Seattle. You know, that what he made his bones on. That what his daddy preached and pushed. You know what I'm saying? Morty Ball. So I definitely think if the running back room is there to his liking, he's gonna run the football.
And the
Now,
other
granted,
thing, go ahead. My
no,
bad.
no, I'll finish up real quick. Now, granted, you know, we got Dak Prescott and CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens. We're still gonna throw the ball, but to your point, it's gonna be balanced enough to keep teams honest. You know what I'm saying? You're not gonna come out that bitch and nickel. You know, we're gonna line it up. You know, we'll have some stuff out of 12 personnel, out of 11 personnel. We'll utilize the play action pass. We'll move the pocket. We'll take some shots. But you know, yeah, I think we'll be balanced. But go ahead, brother.
I was just gonna say, I was watching the Lando show. Shout out to Lando, and
Shout out Lando.
Salute,
yeah,
salute.
yeah. And he was saying that, shout out to George Pickens because they can't bring everybody up in the box because they got to respect George Pickens and CD, which makes lighter boxes, and that's how we were able to be successful in the run game. A big part of it, and the second thing is we were playing from behind a lot, so when you're playing from behind, you don't really run the ball a lot. You're trying to, come back with the passing, so um, next year, like you said, if our defense is better and we got GP playing, I think we'll have top, who knows, Javante could win the rushing title.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you this right here, and this is a coaching thing that my thought that's always been in my head. People always say when you're down, you can't run the ball. But to be honest with you, I feel like when you're down and you don't run the ball, you literally put yourself in a worse. You almost put yourself in a worse disservice because if you're down to a team, it's one of the things they've probably done is they've probably made you one dimensional in some type of way. So when you then put yourself in a position where you're going to be one dimensional, you're basically you might as well just quit because you're conceding to what they're doing. If you're only going to throw the ball, that means you can still do play action pass, but nobody's falling for it. Nobody does. Safeties aren't moving. Why? Because you're not going to hand the ball off. So it's just wasted movement. And since you're not even going to throw the ball off, I'm just going to swim past him and just go straight to the quarterback every time. You know what I'm saying? Your run game. So you basically make yourself hella one dimensional. I remember when the Dallas Cowboys was down to the Atlanta in the COVID year, and we was down that big game. We ran the ball 20, I think it was like 16 times in the second half, and got back in that game. You know what I'm saying? Because you still got to be able to use 100% of your plays and 100% of your offense. When you limit yourself to one dimension thing, you have to bro. Imagine, listen, in the NFL, in order for you to be good at one thing and that one thing is good enough for you to win games, that one thing has to be fucking amazing. It has to be amazing. Because think about this. The greatest show on turf, did they win a Super Bowl, didn't they?
They did.
They did. You know what I'm saying? But they were amazing though. The greatest defense on a that's ever
And
played.
and can we also
Greatest
point out the
defense to
fact,
ever
Wes?
play football. Did they win a Super Bowl? They did.
But can I also point out the fact the greatest show on turf had Marshall Faulk?
Yeah, but I'm just saying their greatest thing was offense. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like that.
I was just talking about they weren't just throwing the ball everywhere. That's all I was trying to
Oh
say.
yeah, and then Marshall Faulk caught the ball he caught the ball nasty in the mug, and then Marshall Faulk probably has vision wise. His vision was ridiculous. Like the way he would set you up was ridiculous. Marshall Faulk, if they went, and listen, if they wouldn't have won no Super Bowl, Marshall Faulk probably would not have gotten the recognition that he got because he was always nasty. He was always nasty. But hey, speaking, we brought up a guy, and I want to talk about this subject. I want to talk about this for a minute because man, they finally got the young man in a goddamn Cowboy uniform, or at least they say he is. I ain't seen him do that to practice yet, but they say George Pickens signed a tag. I want to know, one, do you believe he really signed a tag? Because that's a yes or no. And then two, now that he has signed the tag, is the drama over? Is the George Pickens drama over?
I'll be very concise.
I'm gonna start with Ken this time. Ken, go ahead. Ken, I think you on mute, my boy.
Ken,
You on
My
mute.
bad. Hey, you said it was two questions, right?
Yeah, my boy was cooking too. He was cooking
Yeah.
and forgot he ain't had no salt.
Yeah. So so the do I think there's gonna be drama this offseason? Yeah, because it's the Cowboys. But I do think that he is gonna like be a Cowboy in 2026. Was that the question?
No, no, well, I mean, if the question was just, do you think the drama's over? Like, what
Oh
do you?
no, no.
Mhm.
All right, so what is your, what is your take? You think he ends up being a Cowboy? What you think he trade or what you think?
Yeah, no, I don't. I think if he was going to be traded, it would have happened already, like during the draft. So I think he's gonna play for that. And I think maybe George. This is just the fan in me. Maybe George just wants to play football. Like he told David Mulligala, like, bro, let me just go out there and play. You know, he not really tripping, but that's just the fan in me. That's what I'm hoping. But I mean, I think he's gonna play week one. That's just my gut feeling.
Mike, what's your take?
Yeah, I think that the drama is with ESPN. I think that they're just trying to stir up a bunch of drama like they did with Micah Parsons because a lot of them are Cowboy haters. So they don't want to see Dallas Cowboys are dangerous now that we got Caleb Downs, you know. Our defense is going to be really good this year. So they know we're Super Bowl contenders. So they're trying to stir up drama so that George will get traded and our piss George off where he feels some type of way, but it's not working, you know, because CD Lamb and Dak Prescott have George under their wing. And inside the building, in the locker room, I don't think there's any drama at all. They're having a good time, him and CD out on vacation, and they're just making up a bunch of lies that aren't even true.
I heard
And
that.
I think they're going to extend him if he plays well this season.
Shoot, I'll give my take and then I'm gonna let you go, Henny. I'm gonna tell you like this. One thing I love about it is I love the fact that George Pickens, his commitment to be a different person definitely feels like it's legit because he's had ample opportunities to put the Shiesty on and go back to Shiesty George or however the people say he is. But every situation that George has been able that has been put into or tense situation that George has put into, he has responded professionally and he has responded well. So I love the fact that he's definitely just kind of smacked that narrative out the wall about him being this, oh, he's this player. Like I haven't seen any of that. You know what I'm saying? Like he had to have been a totally different player in Pittsburgh because this George Pickens right here, if George was acting like this in Pittsburgh, he would still be in Pittsburgh because I promise you, Pittsburgh was not doing what to him what we doing to him. Like we didn't even get this close. Like you feel me? He going through more drama with us than he ever did with Pittsburgh. You know what I'm saying? And he's handling with stride. So kudos to him. I love it. Um, do I believe he signed the tag? Shoot, I don't know. I see him when I see him at practice. That's when I'll know. You know what I'm saying? Kenny, what's your take?
Yeah, he signed a tag.
Huh?
Yeah, yeah. My take is he signed the tag, and I know he signed the tag. So this is the second thing you talk about drama. Dallas Cowboys love to stir the pot. Jerry Jones himself told you he'll stir the pot. If there's, everything is good publicity to Jerry. So this situation, he'll milk it. You know what I'm saying? It's going to bring more eyes and more attention to the Dallas Cowboys. So I'm sure there'll be leaks, and I'm sure there might be some slander here and there. He'll stir the pot, and it just is what it is. It comes down to it. Now, there's nothing for George Pickens to really do right now. I mean, the shit that we talking about him attending is voluntary. We'll know if shit is real, if he start missing mandatory stuff. And these fines, George Pickens cannot have forgiven. He's no longer on a rookie contract like CeeDee Lamb was. CeeDee Lamb held out. He was under contract. He was fined, and the Dallas Cowboys ended up forgiving all of the fines. They do not have the power to do that in this situation. So we'll see what actually transpires if he holds out, if he try to force his way out, if he plays. But my gut feeling is he really ain't got much of a choice. Like y'all was saying, like if he was gonna get traded, it would have probably happened already. Because think about it. If I'm a team and I just spent a first round pick on a wide receiver, or I just spent a second round pick on a wide receiver, why would I then want to trade assets and pay a wide receiver and I ain't even seen what these dudes that I just brought in can do yet.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? So
And they're cheaper.
yeah, so I think George Pickens ends up being a Dallas Cowboy for at least the remainder of this season, and I'm sure we'll be in the same situation next year. Will he or will he not be a Cowboy? Will they franchise tag him a second time to keep him under control and try to work out a long term deal? Who knows? But I don't believe he gets traded right now just because of the timing. I do think that he ends up, playing for the Dallas Cowboys. And I just want to throw this out there in regard to the timeline. In regards to the timeline, because after July the 15th, he cannot sign a long term deal with anybody.
Anyone.
So it doesn't matter if he gets traded. July the 16th, you could trade his ass to the Oakland Raiders, and he will still have to play on a 1 year prove it deal for a new organization. An organization that don't know him, an organization that ain't with the bat for him yet, an organization where he don't have friends yet. Because at least here in Dallas, if he ends up playing on a 1 year deal, he know that Dak Prescott is that dude. He already helped him get his first All Pro season. He know that CD Lamb is a great, is a great road dog to have. Some people say Batman and Robin is more like Batman and Superman because these are two number one. These two superheroes we got. So I think if he had to hedge his bets, if he did have to end up playing on a prove it year, it would be in Dallas. So I think that he is a Dallas Cowboy in 2026 unless something outrageous happens.
Yeah, I mean, and that's I mean, and the crazy thing about it is, like right now, if you're a team, what would you even be offering the Dallas Cowboys? Like, because like you said, the draft is already up, so it's like, in order to
Myles
get George
Garrett is the only
Pickens,
way
you're
I'm
gonna
doing
have
it.
to. I would think
All
the
right.
Dallas Cowboys would want your. I mean, I'm only trading all pro for all pro, or you can maybe give me two Pro Bowlers, maybe.
Myles Garrett, or don't call my phone.
Miles Garrett Miles Garrett is that's in the God class. Yeah, yeah,
Well, then don't.
yeah. Batman can't beat Thanos. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, he in God class. That's the class he in. But yeah, for the Cowboys, man, like you know, George don't really got no play he can play here, man. Like, what's the play if you're George Pickens? Like, you really ain't got no play. Like, you don't have no play. Like, your only play, like, it's the franchise tag is such an unfair, fair thing. It's such an unfair, like, it's like someone tickling you until you die. Like, it's a good feeling because motherfucker, you getting $27 million, but you can't get an extension. You know what I mean? So it's like it's literally like someone tickling you till you die. You know what I mean? Like it feels so good, but you're dying. You are dying. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna die in the end of them tickling you. Cause it's like, bro, how can you complain about $27 million? That is a lot of damn money, bro, for one season in any sport. That's a lot of money, bro.
And in Texas, if he
Oh,
went
hey,
like
don't forget
if
about
he went to
Texas.
L, yeah, if he went to LA to play, that's like playing for 35 million a year.
Yeah, so it's like, you know what I mean? So it's like, I mean, that's why I'm all So it's like, man, like, I used to say the same thing about Tony Pollard when Tony Pollard got franchised. I was like, man, I wish I did have somebody that didn't believe in me so bad that they gave me $10 million. It's the same thing. I wish I would have somebody that say, I don't believe in you, West Coast. Take this $27 million. What? That sounds like you do believe in me. And think about this: even on a franchise tag, the Dallas Cowboys with CeeDee Lamb are still going to have the number one highest wide receiver duo in football. So there's no way of getting around it. You're paying regardless. It's just a matter of how much you're going to pay. But you're paying regardless. You're not getting away from that.
You're
You know what I'm
paying
saying?
more, actually.
Huh?
You're paying more because the franchise tag comes directly out of the cap. Because think about it, CeeDee Lamb, even though he's listed as a $30+ million a year wide receiver, his cap hit is not 30 million. His
Yeah,
cap hit this
he
year,
already got most of that money.
yeah,
Yeah, guaranteed money.
his cap hit is 19 this year. George Pickens has a higher cap hit than CD Lamb. You know,
I would think that George Pickens is going to have the second highest cap hit outside of Dak goddamn Prescott.
on the team, yes, that is correct.
Yeah.
That's why they need to extend him. But
And you
Jerry
know
and
what's
Steven are
crazy?
being stupid.
That's why
He's
when
already
people
proved
be
himself.
And that's why when people be talking about that, oh, we don't have the money. I'm like, bro, we don't have the money to do it this way.
That's what I'm
Like, this is
saying.
the worst way to finance a car. That's like,
Exactly.
Mike, you got 30. Mike, Mike got, I ain't gonna tell his business, but Mike got the big body electric, goddamn me, BMW, the big boy. You know what I'm saying? You got plug it in, the whole house turn off. You know what I'm saying? Mike, would you have gave them people $80,000 cash for that car, man?
Shoot, it was 100,000 for the car, but
My
no,
bad.
I gave him 20 grand down and I pay the rest out.
There you go. He financed that car. Want to know why, Mike? Because it would have been, no matter how much you wanted that car, giving them people $100,000 of your hard-earned cash is, and guess what? You know,
That's all my
billionaires,
savings. I'll
millionaires,
wipe me
people,
out.
and guess what? People who are multimillionaires, you know what they do with cars? They lease them. They don't even buy cars because there's
Right.
no reason in owning it. You know what I'm saying? Something's going to come out better every year. And it's about ensuring you're insured. So it's like, at this level of business, the Dallas Cowboys should be thinking about a business. Let's not even think about let's not even think about him as a person. Let's think of him as a piece of property because that's what they look at him.
They're
Does it
thinking
make
about
sense?
changing the rule too,
Does it
where
make
if
sense to hedge that much of my money into one thing? And if that one thing breaks or doesn't perform the way it's due, I can never get that money back. Like, if you don't eat, hey Henny, I'm gonna ask you a question because you still on here, Henny?
I'm still here.
If you don't believe in George Pickens, what is a deal you can give him that shows that you don't believe in him, but you believe in him? Give me some numbers, because the number I came up with was, and people said it's too low. I said, I think it was 3 years, what, 3, 6, 9, 12. No, I said 4 years, 4 years, 120. Oh, 4 year, 120.
Yeah, that 4 years at 30 million.
4 years, 120.
yeah, they're not gonna. Mulligetta wants 40 million a year.
Henny,
And
give me a
I'll
contract.
say this though, to be fair to Mulligan and everybody, nobody knows what they actually want because Jerry Jones and Stephen Jones have not spoken to him about a contract.
Facts.
Right.
Now I can assume, based on his track record, it's probably in that ballpark. Based on the wide receiver market, it's probably in that ballpark.
It should
But
be in that ballpark,
but
or at least
Jerry,
it should be.
but I'll say this: Jerry Jones and them don't know. They don't know if they want to be team friendly or not. They don't know. Hey man, we love it here in Dallas. We'll take the same contract you gave CD Lamb, bro. And I know CD finna come back up. I'll take the same contract CD Lamb take. You don't know that shit because you ain't even have the wherewithal to contact the agent and see what the numbers were. You don't know. So this posturing, like, hey, we're not gonna talk to the agent, do it again. Like you're being childish and it's gonna cost your team. Because what can you do? You can add how many more players can you add for $27 million, bro? Think about it. We're talking about
Some
adding
grip,
players.
to be honest with you, because you could do some funny stuff with $27 million. Grip.
For $27 million, you could add Jadeveon Clowney back to this team. You could add another cornerback. You could add another linebacker. You could, like, for real, like, look at the cap hits. Look at the cap hits for some of these mid-tier veteran players. You could add 3, 4, 5, people to this team for the amount of money that you're talking about.
Hey, this is what Sport Tex. This is what they say his market value right now, and they $2 million over what I said. I said 4 years, 120. They got 4 years, 122. An average salary of $30 million. That puts him as the 37th highest ranked player in the NFL, and then that puts him at 8th ranked wide receiver. Comparable contracts will be Jalen Waddle, DK Metcalf, Brandon Ayuk, and Garrett Wilson. And I'm gonna be honest with you, when I think of George Pickens, that's the group that I believe he belongs in.
You didn't list not nan all pro though.
I know, but my question, my thing is this: I think a lot of people realize this too, that All Pro extra nod came with the expense of CeeDee Lamb not being here.
See, and I used to think that he was a top 3 receiver like Puka and JSN, but there's a lot of critics saying that, like, I guess whenever he played that game in Detroit where he didn't run his routes and he's lazy on his routes sometimes and he doesn't run full speed all the time. And I think that's why, and they don't want to pay him more than CD. They look at CD as, their number one receiver, so they just don't want to. Maybe they'll pay him the same. I don't know. They do like George too, don't get me wrong, but I think they want to see one more year of him really going hard. But that's going to come back and bite Dallas in the butt because now they're going to want that $40 million if he comes out
It's
and
gonna
has
be
a really
more than
good
40
season.
million by
more than
then.
40 million.
Oh yeah,
40 million is what he want
and
right
the thing
now.
about it is, like I was telling West Coast last week, is the Cowboys are. I mean, the NFL is about to go to 18-game season. What does that mean? The salary cap's going to go from being 300 million up to 400 million, and then players are going to want more money, like you said. So, if I was Dallas, I'd lock him in now for 35 million, 37 million, because 2 years from now, that's not even going to look like that much.
But am I wrong for saying that Jaden Waddle, DK Metcalf, Brandon Ayuk, and Garrett Wilson, that's a healthy group that you would see George Pickens in?
Yeah, but George Pickens is better than all those guys.
Yeah, so now I can't put him in that group.
Yeah, yeah.
Because
I'll put him in the JSN, Puka Nakua, and CD
So
Lamb
then you
group.
put him in the
Justin
top 5 receiver list.
Jefferson.
You put him in the
he's
top
a
5.
top 10 player at the
Yeah, top
position.
10. Top 10.
He's top
Yeah,
top
listen,
7.
being a
'cause-
top 10 player does not get you top because if you're a top 7 player, that means you're not gonna get that high end money because the high end money goes to the top 5 players. So
Justin
there's a
Jefferson,
difference between
Puka
number
Nakua,
4 or number 3 and being like
JSN,
number
CeeDee
7
Lamb,
and
George
being number 8
Pickens.
and 9. That's a difference of like $10 million a year.
That
So
ain't
that's why I want to know, like, where do you guys actually see him? Because if he's a top 10 player, the top 10 wide receiver, that's not seeing that's not.
That is CD Lamb. CD Lamb is top 10.
Yeah, I see.
What's
CeeDee
the
Lamb
play
as a
for
top
the
5
New York
receiver.
Giants?
I see CeeDee Lamb as a top 5 receiver. I don't see. I mean, and I'm not trying to hate on George because I love me some George, but I don't see George Pickens as a top 5 receiver in the NFL.
I don't see CD Lamb getting 1,100 yards with motherfucking Kenny Pickett.
Yeah,
Who?
facts. The former quarterback in Pittsburgh when a couple years ago.
You had to say who. That's how tall the nigga quarterback was.
So
Said, who?
listen, CeeDee Lamb, Chase, Jefferson, JSN, and
You got to
Nakua.
That's about where. Then you have to go ahead and put George in there.
What about
so
Because
then
the
George
player
would be
for the
6 then.
Giants?
So then George would
Neighbors.
be 6.
And Neighbors and Nico
That's-
Collins is kind of pushing up
Neighbors is like 8. He likes 8, 9. He ain't a top 5.
He got hurt
receiver.
last year, kind of.
he
AJ
only
Brown.
and that's the thing about Neighbors. He only had a season.
Yeah.
there. And AJ Brown,
Hey,
Man.
so technically, Neighbors and Pickens are in the same. They're more in the same bucket.
No,
Man, I don't know, bro.
nowhere
Yeah.
close to that.
Nah.
What Neighbors done did to be in George Pickens category?
He had one good year. His rookie year was great, and then he got hurt this year. So
Well, he did good against the Cowboys, I'll tell you that.
I mean, everybody
Everybody
does,
does good.
yeah, bro. Yeah.
He was smoking us.
Man, but I understand what Wes is saying because there gotta be tears and shit.
He's a top 10 man for sure.
But the thing is though, that's normally not how they move. The next guy up is normally the guy that resets the market.
Yep.
That's just usually how it works.
Yep.
Unless they choose not to. You know what I'm saying? Unless they choose to be slightly team friendly, the next guy up usually resets the market. Because there are guys that are making more than Justin Jefferson that are not better than Justin Jefferson. There's guys making more than CD Lamb that are not better than CD Lamb. You know, just when your time comes, when you're the flavor of the week, you the flavor of the week, man.
All right, so this is what they ranked going into these. This is where they got the receivers. Let me see. Yeah, here you go. So they got Puka Nakua statistically is the best receiver in football last year. Behind him, Jackson Smith and Jigba. Behind him, Jamar Chase, Amon St. Brown. This is going into next year too. Going into this year. CeeDee Lamb is number 5. Rashid Rice is number 6. And I'm gonna tell you, Rashid Rice is gonna get love considering he got the best quarterback on here throwing him the ball.
Rashid Rice. I don't think he should be right there.
What are you?
Yeah, I don't know.
Was that last year? The year before last?
Let me see if I can.
Oh no, it is.
No, they got Drake London and George Pickens in the same category. I don't know.
Oh hell no.
Yeah.
They got Nico Collins as number 8. And they got George Pickens as number 9. And Drake is number 10.
Not one of them boys.
According to who?
Yeah, that's what I say. Who the fuck is this, Wes? Who is these people?
Let me see.
You gotta tell me so I can spin on them.
I put Jigba ahead of Kua, and last year, what's his name for the Bengals didn't even do that well, in my opinion.
Jamar
So,
Chase.
so who are
Jamar
y'all?
Chase.
They
Where
gave
does
Jamar Chase first team All Pro over Pickens based off name
Facts.
because he was not better than him in any statistical category.
I think Pickens is. You could argue that he's in the top three. You could argue that, but
Yeah,
he would
I don't
have
even
to
know
run.
Rasheed Rice done had 1,000 yard season.
Yeah, hey, I don't know what. Yeah, that was they had him tier 2. I don't know about that at all.
He was hurt all last year, wasn't he?
He got suspended. He was suspended.
Yeah, or
Yeah.
something. Yeah, I remember he wasn't playing.
Because he was racing foreign cars and stuff. He was living like a young hot boy.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, see, this man has 1,700 career receiving yards. He didn't have a 1,700 yard season. Rasheed Rice has 1,700 yards for his career.
Yeah, he's like a gadget guy when I watch him play. Like he's cool, but he's not like that. He's not like a receiver in my mind, you know?
I think if he can stay healthy and stay out of trouble, he'll be a good receiver.
Yeah.
See, that's more
I
like it right
remember
there.
coming into the drafting process, he was working out with Dak and stuff. He just do stupid stuff. He do stupid stuff to get suspended, and he do stupid, and he stay hurt. But outside of that, I think he's a traditional receiver. I don't look at him as a gadget guy myself. I think he's a solid route runner. I think he's a very physical and compact wide receiver. But him and George Pickens don't belong in the
Yeah.
same sentence.
Nah. Yeah.
Now, speaking of Drake London, you
Drake
know,
London's a beast, though.
I like Drake London, but I still think that GP is better. Just based on the statistics, and he
Yeah.
had a better quarterback situation in Atlanta than Pickens ever had.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I agree with you on that.
Well, not now.
I mean, he got two. He got two in there.
Yeah, Tua.
So
Damn.
like he's like, and of course, Dak Prescott is better. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
compared to the folks over yonder that he was playing with in Pittsburgh, like, man, Mason Rudolph is best known for getting busted upside the head with a helmet by Myles Garrett
Yep.
than his actual play on the football field.
Yeah.
Kenny Pickett is a career backup quarterback. I know it was a cute story. You drafted a hometown kid to play in Pittsburgh. That shit ain't work.
Yep. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just like you gotta factor in the level of difficulty in some of the things, man. Now I get it. Some people talk about his character and stuff like that. Folks don't give a damn about that until it's time to pay people, man.
Facts.
We got people that I ain't gonna put no folks' business out there like that. But we got all levels of criminals that play for the Dallas Cowboys.
Oh yeah.
Y'all just don't know about the shit.
There's a lot of good free agent wide receivers out there, too, right now. Stephon Diggs, Tyreek Hill,
Mm,
Debo Samuel,
mm,
Alec Pierce, Juan Jennings, Romeo Dobbs.
And
nah.
I'm glad that you
I mean, I'm
mentioned.
down for Tariq Hills if he healthy.
He's coming off that ankle. He broke his ankle or something, right?
I mean, if
He
one of
had the
them,
Dak
if
Prescott
GP gets
injury.
hurt or
Oh,
CD
yeah.
gets hurt,
I mean,
And
for
listen,
knock on wood.
a late season sign coming in as a weapon for a 1 year deal,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
100% okay with it.
Yeah.
I think that'd be good insurance. If you don't work out anything, I brought them boys up too. Like if you can't work anything out with George Pickens, I wouldn't mind. Well, you did Stephon brother so dirty, he ain't signing over here. But
Yeah,
I
nah,
would
yeah.
definitely sign
And I think
Tyreek
the
Hill.
older brother worse than the younger brother, bro.
He,
Or if Debo could come back like he used to be.
I don't want
No.
Debo, man.
No
If
Debo, y'all
Debo
hate
come
him,
here, he could play running back though.
right?
It's kind of out of
now,
shape. Last time I seen him.
now I
That
say
honestly,
this.
that's just his body. I think that's just
Uh,
his body structure, man.
uh,
I just think
He
he just because he looked big.
I wouldn't mind having him on the team just because he's Debo,
Like he got experience, man. He done played in a lot of big games. He done played in multiple Super Bowls, multiple championship games. And to be fair to Debo Samuels, because I was hating him out last year too, he went for 780. That's
Okay.
more than what Brandon Cooks. That's more than what Brandon Cooks gave you when he was here.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I
Yeah, and
don't
he
think he
didn't
was
have
making
and his
Brandon Cooks money
quarterback
though.
was hurt all season.
Like half the season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they didn't use him right
And
at
I do
all.
like what you said about him running the ball because he still can do that with. So I damn sure. Like, listen, if you ever get the goblin man start talking to you shy, and you want to put a wide receiver at running back, put Debo ass back there. He made a living
Yeah.
doing it.
He could play wide receiver 4 for sure. Behind what's his name?
Turpin.
Yeah, I don't. When
Or
it
No,
comes to
no,
receiver, they
Floyd
gonna
Knight.
get them. When it comes to
yeah,
receiver, they
Flornay.
gonna get them. They have so much optimism behind Flournoy and the boy I forget Holden. They gonna get them young boys some opportunities. So I
Yeah,
don't
they
think they're
are.
gonna bring. I don't think they're
Holden.
gonna bring another veteran receiver in. I mean, they already brought in Charlie Wise. What's the boy with the 3 last names, and then they brought the Johnson kid in. They brought
Oh,
them in.
Marquise Valdez Scantling
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
and
Valdez
his
Scant.
100 yards from last year.
Oh no, yeah, no. It's a camp body.
Everybody got mad at me. I said, man, I don't think I'm gonna just keep it 100 with you. I don't think now one of these dudes is gonna make the team, bro. Tyler Johnson,
Man,
I
nah,
don't
practice
him.
squad. They might upgrade
Special
their
teams.
practice squad.
Yeah, if we got
And
injuries,
then
if
this
I'm yeah.
linebacker right here, I'm like, bro, I don't see none of these dudes making the damn
Is
He
team.
a
that
special
Winners?
teamer, so he
Oh
might
no,
be on
that ain't
special
Winners.
teams.
They
The
brought over two
linebacker
line.
is a special teams
The
artist.
other linebacker they brought in from the 49ers. What's his name?
D winners.
D Winners,
Not
he'll
Winners. The
play.
other one. No, they brought another
Yeah,
And
linebacker
then
from the
they
don't
Yeah,
just
that's
forget
the
showed
we
up.
one he
got
just
draft
showed. I
picks on
forget his
Mingo.
name.
49ers. Yeah. Oh yeah. I don't
Yeah,
even.
he the guy that's a special teamer. He'll be a special teamer.
You notice that Dallas is bringing in a lot of players from teams that we play this year. Like they brought in Kobe Durant from the Rams. We play the Rams this year. They brought in someone from Seattle, the corner. We're playing them this year. They brought in 49ers. We're playing the 49ers this year.
I do
Like
want to point out that Nick
that's
Sorensen is
playing
on the
chess.
team.
It's the art of war of CP. He's like, yeah, we need to get these players that play
Yeah.
the teams we're playing so we know their scheme. We know their ins and outs.
Well,
Yeah,
I know Stephen Jones is really close with John Lynch, and like you said, Nick Swanson is the special teams coordinator, former defensive coordinator in San Francisco. So it's a lot of connections.
correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hey, question I want to throw out there is the Giants still? This is one of the last subjects we're gonna do. Then we're gonna get up out of here. I want us to rank the NFC East right now. Whereas we'll do offense first, and well, we can do offense or totality. It don't matter. We can break it down however you want. You know what I'm saying? Our thoughts on either team. Do you think they got better or worse? We'll start with let's start with the Eagles. And they lost key players on defense. They did bring in Lemons from USC. Technically, they still have, and not even technically, legally, they still have AJ Brown.
Yeah,
until further
he's
notice.
gone, bro. Yeah.
I know hey,
Yeah.
they say mentally he's gone, but physically he's still there.
Yeah. Until what, June 1st?
I'm just saying, what if they miraculously figure something out?
Nah.
And because
Nah.
bro, that is a.
They
I mean,
love
you
him,
can
bro.
tell he's gone though because like they're D Smith and then the other boy they go to the Philly game. AJ ain't even there. You know what I mean? Like
He's on the sideline reading books, bro.
But just think about if they could get that to work, bro. AJ Brown, D Smith, and Lemons, bro. That's ridiculous, bro.
And they still got Jalen Hurts throwing the ball, so I ain't
Facts.
gonna
They
even
do got
tripping.
Jalen Hurts throwing the ball though.
Yeah.
So what's me personally? I think the Eagles regress this year. From what it looks like, I feel like
Offensively.
they're a team that's getting worse, and they have confusion at the most the dramaless free position you have to be at. That's the quarterback position. So I think the Eagles, and not even because I don't like the Eagles, but I don't think they got better this year. What are y'all thoughts?
That dude Brown is a cancer in the locker room. He doesn't want to be there, and it's kind of like our with when we had Diggs. Diggs was this last year. He was a cancer in the locker room, but it's because the offensive coordinator sucked for the Eagles, and I can't blame him for not wanting to play
Hey,
there
and our
anymore.
defensive coordinator sucked too.
And
So
our
you can't blame
defensive
Q.
coordinator sucked last year, and nobody wanted to jump through a wall for him. And so now that we got CP and maybe they got their new offensive coordinator, they got that tight end in the draft, Stowers, that we could have got, but we picked Barnum, I think, instead. Wasn't he on the clock then?
Nah, I think Stowers was like a second round pick.
Was he a second round pick? And I think the
Early third
second round, if we
Yeah.
would have had a second round pick this year, I think that would have
we
helped
would've
us.
been
But
trapping.
we ended up getting Michael Trigg, which I think Michael Trigg is better than Stowers. So he's a beast, bro. That guy's huge, and he can run routes, and he's got long arms. Watch out for him this year to do something. They've already paid him too, so I think he's going to make the 53.
Ken, what's your thoughts?
Oh, as far as the Eagles, I think one thing that a lot of people don't realize is that Jeff Stoutland, their offensive line coach, he left. So I think that there's going to be a huge regression in their offensive line, which is going to affect Jalen Hurts. And I think that the Eagles are probably going to finish with like a losing record. I think they're going to be like us and like miss the playoffs completely. I know I'm an Eagles hater. They're like my least favorite sports team of all time. But just all bias aside, just me just looking at their team, I think they're just going to be worse.
Facts.
Yeah.
Henny, what's your thoughts? Eagles.
Uh, they still
Fuck
got
the Eagles. Can I
Saquon
get a fuck the
right
Eagles?
now. They still got Saquon right now, so I ain't gonna count them out offensively. And while Jalen Hurts is not the most prolific passer of the football, he's still a good mobile quarterback. It's really gonna come down to, can these new wide receivers get acclimated quick enough to that system, and can they make plays? I like Mekhi Lemon. They made the move and they brought in Hollywood Brown, so they got bodies at wide receiver. It just is going to be a clear downgrade from AJ Brown if and when he leaves for the New England Patriots. It's the worst kept secret in America right now.
But
So
like, why hasn't it happened?
June
Is it?
1st is the money.
Yeah, man.
Well,
Okay,
now
so
that the coach left for the Patriots, they got a bunch of drama going
what do
on
you
over
think they're
there
gonna
now.
give up for him though?
Coach still there. He ain't left. He ain't
He
stepped
ain't
away.
left.
Yeah, I thought he retired. The coach,
Hell
No.
no, man. If you
Vrabel.
don't stop believing in everything you watch on the
Matt
internet,
Vrabel. I thought Vrabel retired. I saw it
Nah,
on
the lady
ESPN.
got
man, you saw
fired.
that on one of
No.
Yeah.
them. I could tell what websites you be on late at night just by what you telling me right now, Mike.
It said, I'm gonna double check this. I thought
Mike, don't be
Vrabel
clicking on
stepped
them
down.
ads, Mike.
Mike
That's
Nah.
why your
Vrabel,
computer
New
don't
England
work right
Patriots.
there. $4,000 computer don't work. You got viruses. Yeah, it got viruses because them websites you be on late at night.
Yeah, so
Stay off them
No.
damn websites, Mike.
Oh,
Mike just
it
told
was a
us
bad one. My bad. I'm sorry. That's false information. I did get a tweet that said
you
that
ain't.
he did.
Yeah, you ain't get no tweet.
Nah, bro.
I
If I
got
don't send it to you, it's not real.
Yeah, Mike. Don't be clicking on them links, Mike. Don't be clicking on them links.
But yeah, he's
Go
going. I
ahead.
guess he is going there. But I don't know. I think the Giants are going to be the team that we need. In Washington, I think they're going to be better this year if their quarterback can stay healthy. But
New
it
York for sure.
reminds me of kind of like RG3. He ran the ball all the time and was always hurt. The way he's built, he's not built to run like that. McDaniel for the Washington Commanders. So I think that Dallas has the best shot to win the division this year.
Let's go to the Giants since you brought them up. I think the Giants are probably the only team. I probably could have did Washington, but I want to do the Giants. The Giants, I ain't gonna lie, like the Giants, they're like that kid to me, they're like that kid at school that or like that school in your division that just sucks at everything, and then they finally get a win, and since they never beat y'all, you don't give a damn, but you kind of like proud of them a little bit, like damn, hey man, you see them around town, you like, hey, y'all beat them, like yeah, hey man, good job, man. You know what I mean? Like whenever I see the Giants playing somebody, I don't be rooting for them, but I'll be like, man, come on, Giants, at least give them a win, give them a. You know what I mean? Like the Giants are the one team in the league that I just be feeling sorry for. So we played them so many times. Week 1, it was ridiculous. I think it was like 5 years in a row we played them week 1.
Sunday
The
night.
Giants. It was ridiculous, and it was in Dallas. It was always in Dallas.
Yep.
You know what I'm
I
saying?
can't believe they didn't get Caleb
And then
Downs.
the thing about it is, the Giants haven't beat the Cowboys in so long that I don't really have anything bad to say about.
I was in high school, bro. I graduated 9
Them
years
not
ago.
getting Caleb Downs is going to come back to haunt him. Even Malik Neighbors was like, dude.
Yeah. So, but I mean,
Oh, he was so mad that they
like
didn't get
this.
Caleb Downs.
He
This
said,
is
I got to
probably,
play
if you're
that
a
thing
Giants
2 times a
fan,
year.
if you're a Giants fan, this is probably the most excitement you've had going into the season because you do have some things that I'm curious to see. I am curious to see how it's all going to work. Neighbors, it looks like he could be a real legit dude. I don't believe in your running back. I'm sorry. It has nothing to do with him being named Scatterboo, but I think Scatterboo
Didn't they get a running back from Nebraska or something?
No, they
Penn
drafted
State.
another running back.
They drafted a running back, I think, from Penn State or
All right,
something.
well, look at that. They didn't believe him in either. But I do like the white boy, the quarterback. I like him though. I like the swag.
Yeah.
But if I had to say as a whole, I think the best thing the Giants can do is keep Thibodeau. Even though I keep hearing that they're trying to shop him, I don't understand why they're trying to shop him. Like, are they
simple? Where is he going to play at, Wes? They got 50 players that do the same thing. They just got a dual quarter.
2 players that do the same thing in top 5 rounds. So theoretically, the Giants should have the best pass rush in all of football.
That's all I'm saying. Because they got a dual quarter. They got Burns. Burn was an All-Pro. They got Abdul Carter. They just went and got Arvell Reese, who's also an outside linebacker. So where is he gonna play it?
Facts.
Dexter
And
Lawrence
and you gotta
left.
pay him.
Dexter Lawrence got traded.
Yep. That's
And you
the
gotta
only thing
pay
they
him.
did bad.
I know. Did
But
they
did they
use that
draft a
pick
D
though?
tackle though?
Yeah,
They
they
got
got was it Francis Mawinoa or one of
No, I'm talking
they
about
got
defensive tackle.
So you guys think with them drafting Reese, do you think that was their way of kind of not necessarily giving up on the boy from Penn State, or you think they was just kind of giving him a running mate?
I mean,
a
yeah,
running mate.
yeah, running
Because
mate, yeah.
Brian Burns is going to age and price himself out eventually. Like Brian Burns, one of the better pass rushers in the league, but are they going? Because think about it, a pass rusher just got 50 million APY. Wes Will
Facts.
Anderson just got $50 million. Brian Burns having all these sacks and all this production is looking over there like my numbers just look just like this niggas. I bet I can get me $50 million a year somewhere. It ain't
Facts.
gotta be. And listen, he ain't gotta be a Giant for life. He
And
was
Thibodeau.
a Carolina Panther. He done moved around once. He can move around again. He
I
ain't got
think
that kind of ties.
I think they're gonna trade Thibodeau though. I think.
Yeah,
But they
they're
still
talking about
They're
New
trying.
Orleans.
because they now that they got Arvell Reese.
Yeah, I heard as well as he did that the New Orleans Saints would be a good destination. So the Saints are not bringing back Cam Jordan, and Chase Young just had a 10 sack year last year. So they need another pass rusher on the other end to complement Chase Young right now because he finally put it together. Right, so it wouldn't be a bad place for them. They got the cap space to pay him. Their wide receiving core is young. Their quarterback is young, so they're not really paying for a lot right now.
Mm-hmm.
Segue. Is there any juice in Alvin Kamara, or is that ship sailed?
There's a lot of juice in that. They
And
got two
listen,
running backs.
Would you be
we just
interested
sat
in
here and
Dallas?
said that we needed a second running back, Wes.
Huh?
We just sat here and said we needed a second running back
I know, but would you be interested in Kamara?
until the
yeah.
day I die.
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay. Next
Y'all,
team,
y'all got Evan Kamara fucked up.
Commanders.
What about him?
Well, hey, I got into a crazy. I wasn't even no debate because Washington Commanders fans, they don't even debate because they don't know fans. They just start cussing like they're about as bad as Eagles fans. You know what I'm saying? At least Eagles fans are knowledgeable. You know what I'm saying? But this Commander fan, he just started cussing. Motherfucker, bitch, motherfucking. That eats for 5 minutes, bro. I was everything except for a child of God. You know what I'm saying?
What the hell?
But the Commanders, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I feel like this is a huge make it or break it season for Dan Quinn, because if they don't make it to the playoffs this year, they are going to fire his ass. And I'm telling you that right now because listen to me. When you are a known defensive head coach, like defense is my game, they don't give you no credit. But guess what? When the offense ain't playing well, they blame you for everything, bro. And Dan Quinn over there, like, bro, I don't even coach that. You know what I'm saying?
Like, so what?
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. That's why, like,
Your defense is bad.
That exactly. So that's why, like, that's why Bill Belichick and Tom Brady were such a good match, because Tom Brady is a super offensive savant, where Bill Belichick is not. Like, he's a defensive minded coach. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, but like I said, I feel like this. If Dan don't get it together this year, they are going to fire his ass and they're going to get a whiz kid for Jalen Daniels. And if I had to say if I had to rank them, it's Cowboys, Giants,
Commanders,
and Eagles. Eagles are for sure because they have the most turmoil. But I also believe that Washington has to make it to the playoffs this year. If they do not make it to the playoffs, Dan Quinn's for sure getting fired.
Well, I'll say this. Washington did have a very good free agency. They signed a bunch of new defensive players. They went and got Oway from the Chargers, who was one of the better pass rushers out there. They went and got somebody that I wanted in terms of pass rushers, and Chazon, because Chazon has finally put it together as a pass rusher. 5 years later.
5 years later.
Think about it. We had actually drafted him, and we had to be the growing pain phase Chazon. We've been mad as hell. We passed on CeeDee Lamb for that.
But think about this. Think about Chase Young, though. How long it take Chase Young?
A long ass time.
Bro, Chase Young was the number 1 overall pick, if I'm not mistaken.
Correct.
It took him like 2 teams to get it right.
Like two. This is second. I think this is his third team, man.
Because he was Washington, San Francisco, and then New Orleans.
Yeah,
Yeah.
San Fran took a gamble on him.
Yeah.
It didn't really work out. So you are correct. 3 teams later, Chase Young is finally a double-digit sack guy.
Jesus.
Yeah, so but hey, like everybody's learning curve and player development is different. You know,
Exactly.
you want it to be a straight linear progression of you come in as a rookie and then you get better sophomore year, then you're amazing, the year after that and the year after that. It just don't always work out like that. Like sometimes you come in, you have a good rookie year, and then you might get banged up your sophomore year, and you're not as productive as you was, and now you got to deal with a coaching change year 3. You never it's not all that simple, bro. Like there's a lot of factors that go into this stuff. You know what I mean? So I'm not surprised that some of these instances happen where guys take a little bit longer, but I don't want that to be us. I don't
Mhm.
want us to be the team where I want you when you figure it out. You know
Absolutely.
what I'm saying? Like come to me healed. That's what I say in relationships. I ain't the nigga to fix your trauma, baby.
Yeah, if you got daddy issues, stay over there. You figure that out.
Like
Get all that
yeah,
together. Get your baby daddy together. Get all that
go
in
to
line.
therapy.
Then call me. So if
For
we had
real.
to, so if we can all agree, if we had to rank them, it'd be Cowboys, Giants, Commanders, Eagles. Right now,
In
I mean,
terms of what?
honestly, because I just remembered, they have a new offensive coordinator. Cliff Kingsbury got fired, and they promoted their assistant quarterback coaches for
they
their offensive
fired
coordinator.
Cliff.
Yeah, he's gone. Yeah, so David Blau was their offensive coordinator, who was the assistant quarterback coach last year. So it's super weird. I think that they're gonna probably really be bad offensively.
They're gonna at least be different.
Dang,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
wouldn't
yeah.
mind bringing Cliff
They
in.
gonna be
I wouldn't
different.
mind bringing Cliff in as an assistant because I mean I think Shotty cool, but I think Shotty be like, man, I'm gonna tell you like this: being a head coach is already hard enough. You want to be a head coach that call plays too, bro, you got to be on point because theoretically you're not doing something because you can't do all of it at the same time. And you got to remember, as a head coach, you got to be doing all of it. You know what I'm saying? Jimmy,
Mhm.
you know what I'm saying? You have to be the head coach. You're talking to the offense and the defense and the special teams.
But
You know what I'm
Cliff
saying?
Kingsbury already got a job, right?
Well, is LA or somewhere, right?
He is the assistant head coach with Sean McVay with the Los Angeles Rams.
Okay,
And I
that's what I
think
thought.
Clayton
Oh, that's
Adams
that
will.
homie. That's
Clay,
that homie love. That's my home. Because assistant head coaches
Yeah.
don't do nothing, bro. They don't do.
uh,
That's like the vice president. All you do is go to, pictures and kiss kids. You don't do
I
nothing, bro.
I think Clayton Adams will give him like 2 or 3 plays to call, and then he makes the final decision on what he's going to call.
Yeah. Yeah. And then of course Dak get to the line with multiple plays himself and like, you know what, fuck all this. We doing this.
Yeah. Facts.
Here we go. Hey, kill. Blue, Ringo, blue. He'll be out there going off.
And
Yeah,
Tony
man.
Romo knows, hey, he's going to run it now. He just said kill.
Right?
All right, hey man. Hey, last subject before we get up out of here, man. Last thing I want to talk about before we get up out of here, man. My boy Overshawn got it. New Jersey. He ain't got New Jersey, but new agent.
Dead
Uh,
man walking.
and you know what I'm saying. What are y'all thoughts on Overshawn? This, being his breakout season for the Dallas
Contract
Cowboys.
year.
2 questions I want to know. What are your thoughts on him signing with David Malaluga? And then 2,
You
what are
ain't
your
who's David
expectations?
Mataluga?
Mataluga.
Luigi.
Hey,
Mataluigi. Hey, David, go get that. I'm
Mataluga.
gonna call him David. Go get that bunny by any means. Luga.
Hey, Moolah Getter.
Moolah, go get her. Moolah, go
Yeah,
get
Moolah
Mo.
go get her. Moolah
Well,
get her.
I
Moolah,
think
go get her.
well, he's from Austin and he played at UT, but I don't know. I think that's about it. I don't know. I know that their headquarters is in Austin, so a
Is
lot of
it?
those UT players use them.
Yeah, well, he got him. I mean, what are y'all thoughts with all the drama and not the drama, but all the conversations with him, not the conversations with David, and then the Dallas Cowboys? I'm pretty sure Jerry's gonna feel some type of way where he feels like, because Jerry likes to feel like he gave you a chance when nobody else gave you a chance. Like if he didn't draft you, you was gonna be at Winn Dixie, pouring drinks for $1, $17 an hour. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what Jerry likes to make it seem like. So it's like I know the Cowboys feel some type of way with Overshawn signing with David. Like I know they do. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like because of that, I think there's gonna be times where they're gonna stifle his stats or try to keep his stats low. You know what I mean? In order to allow, they're not gonna let him run it up. That's basically what I'm trying to say. I don't believe they're gonna let him put him in a position to run it up. You know what I'm saying? So that's why if he was smart, even if you wanted David, you should have got his ass at the end of the season. Because they ain't gonna talk about no contract right now with you anyway. You know what I'm saying? So you
You
should
ain't
have just
played
ran
enough.
it up,
Yeah.
then got him. You know what I'm
Look
saying?
for
Now
Barham to
you
start
gave
now.
you basically told the Cowboys. I mean, obviously we knew you was gonna try to run it up anyway. But when you go get him, you basically told Jerry Jones, like, listen to me, I'm gonna go run it up, and not only am I gonna go run it up, but I'm open for business for all 32 teams. You know what I'm saying? Where you're supposed to make it look like you only interested in the team that you play for. You
Hey,
know what I'm saying?
can I have a honest and healthy, open conversation about DeMaurian Overshawn?
Go ahead.
Just remember his mama's watching. Nah, I'm playing. Go ahead.
Yeah, DeMaurian Overshawn is a part-time football player, though.
Yeah, facts.
Like you go and get David Mulugeta when you already are insured a payday. You did not play a single snap of football during your rookie season because you tore your knee up, in preseason. You only played 13 games your best year. Like you were great in them 13 games, but you still only played 13 games. And you only played 4 or 5 this year. You barely have played a season worth of football.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a contract year for you. So I'm just being real. I love the Marvin Overshawn, the potential, what he can be, but he got to show me he can stay on the field before I worry about a contract. I don't even know if I want to sign you, Overshawn. You playing hard to get, and you already hard to want.
Mm-hmm.
So that's all I'm saying about the Marvin Overshawn. I'm
Don't you hate when
sure,
ugly women do that? Don't you hate when ugly women do
yeah.
that?
Like you an ugly duckling
You
right now,
ugly. Like,
Overshawn.
what is you doing
Like,
playing hard to get? You
matter of fact,
ugly.
I tell you what Overshawn is. He a butterhead. He ugly as hell, but he got a fat ass booty. That what kind of thought he is, man. That what kind of freak hoe he is. He a butterhead because he got potential. The ass is the potential. You can potentially tear that shit up from the back. That's the potential. But the face, you gotta make sure the face down, ass up, all the lights out, no ambiance. You can't kiss him in the mouth. None of that shit. Like that what it is with the Marvin Overshawn, man.
And
Like,
when you see me in the streets, you don't you pretend,
uh-uh.
don't be
You gotta
waving at
walk
me when
down.
you
You
see me
see
in the
him in the
streets.
store. You gotta walk down a
Don't be
different aisle,
waving
nigga.
at me when you see me in the streets. When you see me at Winn Dixie, don't be waving me when you
Shit.
see me in the streets.
They're like you be with your partner too. Like, who the fuck is that on you? They
Yeah,
don't know
don't
me.
yeah. When you
Mm-mm.
see me in
Well,
Winn Dixie with
Shit.
my real family, don't be walking, don't be walking up saying that, try to say hi to me. That's Demarion Overshawn for sure.
For real, yeah, part-time football player, man. And I love Overshawn and the potential, but and it gets to a point you would tease, man. You would tease at this point. You play good for 1.2 games a year, man, and then you gone.
We had to
So
have Kenneth Murray last year because of you. No, it's not his fault he got hurt, but I mean, we
I
had to
mean,
go
hey,
through Ken and Murray, man.
that's all I'm saying,
Mike's
man.
like, yeah, it's
Like,
not your fault, but I'm definitely gonna bring it up.
Yeah, and I think another thing, like we're always trying to figure out who's going to be the green dot, and I've been noticing nobody's ever bringing up Overshawn, and I think that has a lot to do with because he's not available. We can't rely on him. He's a heartthrob and Cowboy fans. A lot of Cowboy fans are Texas fans. I get it, but I need him to play more. I don't care who his agent is.
Yeah, I mean, this is my thoughts on it. I feel like it's a benefit that he did go get him because you just put a huge target on your back. Because like Kenny said, David he only represent bad bitches. That's it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? He got the baddies. He got the
Yeah.
Cardis and the Nicki Minaj's and the Lottos. That's who he represents. The bad bitches. You know what I'm saying? You just a little some on Instagram with 25,000 followers. Like
I think
you gonna have to like really get your numbers up to really for David to go to war for you. You know what I mean? You want to really have them numbers up because you have to have something that he can that other people want, right? Now, one thing I love about this is if he works out, yes, we're gonna lose. We're gonna lose Overshawn. But for one
I'm
season,
fine with
we'll
that.
probably benefit. One season, we're gonna benefit from him having the best season of his life, and we're gonna get it for cheap. That's the key. That's and guess what? That's life sometimes.
Yeah,
Because no
because he's
matter what
coming.
Overshawn does this season, he's no matter what he does this season, unless he get me like 20 sacks or something just outrageous, there's
And he
nothing you
ain't
can
gonna even be
convince
playing on the outside to do that with.
exactly. But there's nothing that you can do in 1 year to convince me to give you a 4-year contract off of 1 year. Because once again, like Demarion Overshawn, he is what you would give the franchise tag to. He is a perfect example of a guy you would give the franchise tag to. If you
You right.
ball this, if listen, if Demarion Overshawn, if you ball your ass out this year, I will franchise tag you next year because I ain't got nobody franchise tag next year anyway.
Unless they're gonna franchise tag Pickens again.
Oh my God, bro. You don't know
They
about
might.
They could. They have the leverage.
They got the
That's
leverage to
something
do
they'll
so.
do too. They'll do it.
Yeah, but you get what I mean. Demarion Overs. If you're wondering what is the type of player that you franchise
He's going to be
tag,
good this year, but
Demarion
he knows he
Overshawn,
is.
he is
He's
the
betting on
clear
himself.
example of because that's the type of player where you're like, I only saw it 1 year,
He's going to be
Exactly.
good this
and
year.
you
I
would only
think.
help you
But West
1 year.
is definitely correct on that because that's the person you got to say do it again to. George Pickens has had success before. This is a different kind of success, but he's been a successful wide receiver in the league for 4 years. The
He's
Morgan
durable.
Overshawn ain't been a healthy, playable linebacker ever
He's only played
in his
19
NFL
games,
career.
so that's one season
Yeah,
in 3 years.
Yep.
yeah. So that's to your point. Like if he go out here and stay healthy this year, do it again because you ain't never been healthy before,
Yeah, if he stay healthy this year, I will reward you with the franchise tag, and that's
and
more
that's more
money than you.
guaranteed money than you ever had in your life.
I was just about to say, and that's more money than you ever seen in your entire life.
Well,
Tell me thank you
linebackers
when I
don't get paid
franchise
that.
tag you, boy.
Linebackers don't get paid that much anyway. So I
That's
just
Exactly.
why
think
he's
it
perfect
don't
for the
matter.
franchise tag. Franchise tags are not good for quarterbacks. It's not good for wide receivers. It's not
Edge
good for
rushers.
DBs, and it's not good for edge rushers because it's just too much money, bruh.
They're not going to use a franchise tag on a linebacker. I
Like those
promise you.
positions should
But
not. It's
shit, they
just too
use it
much
on a
money.
running back.
Well, that was I mean, I guess that was different with Zeke. He was special, you know.
They use it
But
on Tony Pollard.
Oh, on Tony?
listen,
Yep.
anything, listen. There should be no situation where somebody's making. If listen, there should never be a situation where you're okay with giving someone 20 to 20, 30, 40 million dollars for 1 year, but you're not okay with giving him a multiple year contract. If you're okay with giving someone $27 million for 1 year, you should be okay with giving him a multi-year contract. That is that's like damn near $3 million a game, $2 million a game. So that's
They have
why
till
it
July.
doesn't make sense. Like Overshawn is like honestly, this is what I also believe. This is the last thing I'm gonna say. I think the league needs to step in with the franchise tag, and I think there needs to be a criteria where the league approves the guys who can be franchise tag. Because a guy like Pickens should not be franchise tag. He should get a deal. And the NFL should make these teams put themselves in a position where they have to give, because the franchise tag should be used specifically for guys like Overshawn, where there is a history of injury, where there is this. It should not be used so that I can manipulate the contracts and keep you as a player. Because think about this: my cousin calls it 7 years a slave. If you're a first round pick, I could literally draft you, keep you for 5 years on your rookie deal, then franchise tag you for 2 years. That's 7 years I've had you as your player.
They're actually coming up with the rule. I think they're trying to come up with the rule. If you trade for a player that's on their rookie deal, you have to extend them. They're coming up with some kind of deal where you can't use the same contract that was in place with the former team that drafted them. You have to extend them if they trade them to you. I don't know if it's true or not, but I heard someone say something like that.
I just think the NFL just needs to stick the final say on the franchise tag needs to come from the NFL. It needs to come from the approval. It needs to be an approval system from the NFL. You know what I'm saying? Because guys like Pickens would not be getting franchise tag. Dak wouldn't have got franchise tag twice. You know what I'm saying?
We might not have got Pickens though if that rule was in place though.
Well, all they had to do was extend them. Good think about it. George Pickens would have been a $25 million wide receiver if you
Yep.
had extended his ad when you got him.
Bro,
They
he
should
would've
have
probably
signed
been
him for
lower
4
than that.
years, $100 million, right when they got
He
him.
only had 1,000-yard. He only had before he came to Dallas. He had 1 year, and I don't want to tear this down because people. I will say this, and then people will usually use it for ammunition against me. But he only had a 1,000-yard season before he came to Dallas. You know what I'm saying? So to be honest with you, he probably would have been like a $20 million receiver. He would have got what Romeo Dobbs, what Romeo Dobbs got. That's what he would have
22,
got. I think Romeo
23.
Dobbs got like 4 years, 83 million dollars. He making like $20.2 million a year. That's what George Pickens would have been. Because George Pickens was not no first round pick. You know what I'm
He was a
saying?
second round pick.
He was a second round pick. So he wouldn't have gotten that $30 million extension. No, you would have had to work for that, bruh. But
I'm
yeah,
rooting
man,
for
we've
him.
been on here for an hour and 30, man. This show's been fire. I ain't gonna lie, man. We've been all over the place. We got almost 200 people in here watching. That's why I kept going, because the audience was saying keep going, man. But hey,
Oh,
man,
hold on. I got a super chat.
go ahead.
Hold on, I got a super chat. Super chats must be read. So
They
hold on.
must be red.
Let me get back in here because my brother sent me something. Hold on.
Oh, I got landlord from Alabama. I
Oh,
got it.
and
He said, question for the panel. On a scale of 1 to 10, how confident are y'all in Overshawn staying healthy late in the career like Hooker?
4.
A two.
I'll start with
Yeah.
me real
Oh.
quick. Me personally, if Vegas is only 2 hours down the street from me, so if somebody would, I don't think Overshawn plays more than 14 games ever in the NFL season. I just don't believe he does. I think the only way he can play more games is if he puts more weight on, and if he puts more weight on, then he's not the same player. I just think Overshawn's just an anomaly. He's an anomaly. You know what I'm saying? Maybe he should try playing safety. I don't know. That might be, strong safety might be the thing for him, because he plays like he's 280, like he's 300 pounds. That's one thing I love about him is Demarion Overshawn will bang your ass. He will bang you, but then he gonna be touching on his body like he looking for his keys.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like he gonna be touching on his body like is my arm still there? Is my leg still there? Is my arms? You know what I'm saying? But with the Dallas Cowboys defensive line with Kenny Clark and Quentin Williams, I'm hoping that them two dudes keep a lot of dudes healthy. That's my thought. What's your thoughts on that question, Ken?
Oh yeah, I think like a 4. I don't think he's had a full year. I mean, a full healthy year since he's been drafted. He's really the only bright spot right now of that 2023 draft. So just me wanting to have something from that draft, I want him to be healthy. But I think like a 4 on a scale of 1 to 10. He just can't show me that he can stay healthy.
Damn, Mike.
I think
Mike's
if he
the
goes
believer,
out
so
this
you know he gonna get Mike.
okay,
Mike
so
gonna
I
put some
would say
pressure on
about
him.
a 6
Told you.
because
Yeah.
I would say
Told
about
you.
a 6, 7 because I think last year his knee was still bothering him and he played all right. And this year he doesn't have the brace on, and I think he's back to his old form. And he look for him, and he's got his grown man body now, and he's got his speed back. I'm looking for him to ball out this year. But if not, Barham is a very good linebacker that will take his place.
Damn,
But
Mike already moving on.
yeah, I mean, but I think there's a lot of competition now, bringing winners over with Barham too. That he's got to be on his P's and Q's for sure.
Ken, what's your thoughts? Oh yeah, mine was a 4 too. I was a 4 too.
Yeah.
I was a two.
Damn.
Well, what we basing this shit on? What we basing on him staying healthy? You
Yeah,
know what
because
I'm
Wayne
saying?
Cook can play
Because
safety, so
Well,
safeties don't
past,
have
yeah,
that much
but
contact
I think he's
like a
going to do good this
linebacker.
year.
if he plays, remember this ain't. There wasn't a question about his ability. There was a question about his availability. He missed 17 games. Back door to miss 4 games. Back door to miss 12 and miss 13 games. Add that up. What's
That's
17 plus 13, y'all?
that's more than half of his career, that's for
He's
sure.
only played 19 games, so what's 17 times 3? And that's how many, and minus that probably is
4.
19. It's a lot, but he's missed more games than he's played.
Is this
That's
his
why
Hold
I'm
fifth
on.
year or
saying, like,
fourth year?
Demarion Overshawn truly is a loved player by the Dallas Cowboy fan base, because you guys have actually seen him play. You guys have actually have seen him not play more than you've seen him actually play, and y'all still love him. But you see Dak play every week and you hate him.
Hey, real quick. There's another super chat in here from Get Your Mind Right with the
I got it.
499. He
He's,
said,
go ahead.
"How about stop basing the market off of 1 year for players, or 1 year for it should be total body of work."
Absolutely.
I'll say this to that though. I'll say this to that. I just seen a player get drafted in the first round based off of 1 year starting. You know who that was? That was Ty Simpson, who just got drafted by the
Sure,
Rams.
sure
Yeah,
did.
but that was
And
yeah,
and
that, yeah.
and in years past, hold on. How many years did Joe Burrow start for the? How many good years did Joe Burrow have at LSU? He had the
One and
one
a half.
amazing season.
One and a
He had
half.
that one amazing season that propelled him to be that guy. Cam Newton had 1 year,
Yeah.
and it propelled him to be the number 1 overall pick. We have always, if
Hmm.
you were special, and we seen you were special, we ain't got to see nothing else. I was not. My eyes did not lie to me. I saw a nigga fly, and he still got wings. I'm drafting him, and that's how it should be with these contracts. If I see that you is head and shoulders better than everybody, I don't have to wait. The NFL already stands for not for long. Like I know that you're good. I don't know. Listen, we talk about people playing long term and stuff. Prolonged greatness. That's up for debate. But I know you're good right now, and I want you.
That's messed up. 5 years, and running backs usually only play what 3 to 5 years in the league before they retire.
Exactly.
That yeah, and so they never even get to have a deal, and they don't even get paid that much in the first place. So they need to change a lot of these rules compared to the positions, positional value, and they need to set like, hey, a linebacker can get paid, 5 million to 20 million. A
Yeah, that's
defensive
that's on the
end,
players. That's like the collective bargaining agreement. They need to start being a little bit more, I guess, focused on the stuff that matters. Like as
Yeah,
far
and
as
that's why I be saying like if the players wanted the franchise tag out the NFL,
it would have been
they
gone.
could because they could vote it out, but it doesn't affect enough players because there aren't enough players that even qualify to even get a franchise tag for it to matter to them.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like there's only one Micah Parsons in the entire NFL. There's only one guy that's even doing that. You know what I'm saying? And for the most part, the Dallas Cowboys are rewriting how you're doing business because most teams who have Micah Parsons, you know what they do? They pay them. Like you're doing what we drafted you to do. That's a win. That's not a fail in any aspect. Whereas in the Dallas Cowboys, failure is literally could almost be your downfall. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I'm really hoping y'all love the hell out of Caleb Downs because he's going like if Caleb Downs, and this is where we're gonna end it off. If Caleb Downs ends up being exactly what we believe he's gonna be the Micah Parsons at the position that he's at. And guess what? He's gonna make a lot of freaking money.
Oh, hey, listen. I'm gonna go ahead and I know that we supposed to say the show's gonna be over,
Now
but
you
I
good?
do gotta I do gotta say something based on what you just said before I forget it. Also, landlord was right. We didn't need no more albums from Biggie. Two was enough, and we knew he was one of the goats. But think about this: there is a huge difference in between nickel money and safety money, West Coast.
Facts and
So
linebacker money.
yeah, so think about this: Caleb Downs is a safety that would be playing primary nickel for you. There are cornerbacks out there that are primary nickel guys that are going to be making $30 million plus by the time his contract comes up. But I guarantee you, there ain't gonna be no safeties like that. There ain't gonna be no $30 million safety.
That's why the year before it's time for him to get paid, he gonna go straight back to safety.
Oh, they gonna. You talking about the Cowboys gonna make sure he plays safety?
Yeah, they gonna make sure he plays safety.
Ooh. Also, for everybody that donated, I don't know what I'm going to raffle off next, but the two people that donated, y'all did get raffle entries into the next raffle. I'm leaning towards getting y'all Cowboy starter jackets in this next raffle, but I'm gonna let y'all decide on that shit eventually. But if you donate at least $5, I'll get you a raffle entry as it stands. So salute to everybody. So right now I just got brother landlord and then also my guy on my end. Let me pull it up.
And for all the people that supported on
Landlord
my son's
and
GoFundMe,
get your
man, I
mind.
appreciate you too. We almost there. Appreciate for everybody that's been supporting on my son's GoFundMe. We almost there. Appreciate y'all.
Yes, indeed. So hold on, new raffle.
what y'all think about who's your favorite draft pick, Henny? I was gonna ask you that out of everybody besides Downs,
Malachi Lawrence.
Malachi.
I was high on Malachi Lawrence in the drafting process. When we went out
Really?
there and we made the DC Universe big board, he was my number 30 player. We ended up getting him at 23. So he went slightly ahead of where I had him overall. but I did believe that he was a better prospect coming in than some of the other edges they tried to mock to us. I thought he was better than T.J. Parker. I felt he
What
was better
about
than
Ruben
Keldrick
Bain?
Faulk. I didn't have him over Ruben Bain. I had Ruben Bain
I wanted
and
us to trade up to get Ruben Bain.
He Messidor.
I don't know if I had Messidor over him. I gotta go look. I think I did have Messidor over him, but I still had a first round grade on Malachi Lawrence. There weren't too many guys like Keldrick Falk, T.J. Parker. They weren't. I wasn't fucking with them. R. Mason Thomas. I had him over R. Mason Thomas. I had him over Romello Height. I had him over Cassius Howe. Like all those other fringe back end pass rushers, I had him above them. So
Yeah,
I'm excited to have him in the building. From what I hear about the kid, he's a high character kind of player, high motor guy, and he got room to grow. So
absolutely.
I don't expect him to come out and be Michael Parsons, but I do think with time he's going to be a damn good edge for the Dallas Cowboys
He'll be a solid rotational piece year one, and I think he's gonna contribute. So
for sure.
Like a
I can see
D-Law.
that.
yeah,
If I had to say my most exciting person, well, for sure,
Outside of Caleb Downs,
outside of Caleb Downs, I like the Brooks kid, um, the corner from Florida, and then I like the Trig. I like Trig. I'm curious to see if Trig is going to get a legitimate shot to take down one of these. Because man, we got money at the first tight end position, then you got draft picks at the second one, and they both bums. So I'm just being
yeah.
honest with you,
Schoolmaker
but
shouldn't be on a
they
team.
have good anchors. What I mean is they have legit. So Trig, listen to me. Trig is damn near going to have to be perfect, bro. Like, cause we get all the accolades and all the stuff that you have, but he gonna have to ball at training camp.
Yeah, but he has like
learns how to
character
block.
issues, so he's
What
already
he's
kind of
asking,
yeah.
what he's gonna be doing is he's gonna be asking the Cowboys to give up on somebody in order for him to play.
He's doing Bible studies now. He said he was just immature his freshman and sophomore year because they interviewed him, the Cowboys, and he said his junior and senior year he started going to Bible studies with his quarterback, and that helped him mature in Christ and mature as a person. And that all that stuff that they hated on him for was for his freshman and sophomore year.
Well, I'm happy he got his life right with Christ. Now he need to
and who
get
was
to.
that?
Michael Trigg.
Michael Trigg and Barham. I mean, he headbutted a referee. I mean, so
But he's a beast though.
And listen, the
Yeah.
stuff that Trigg did, he ain't killed nobody. He wasn't selling dope. He wasn't caught with no straps. He ain't did like he was just a little bit of a diva. He had a little
he was like
personality
T.O.,
issue.
man. T.O. was
Yeah,
real like that.
Bounced around a
yeah.
couple schools. Yeah.
Most receivers are like that. That's what you want in a receiver. You want him to be rowdy and feisty. It's just TCU wasn't playing good ball. Now that he's with Dallas, if we have a good season, he's going to be happy,
Yeah,
especially if he's
like I
getting
said,
catches and touchdowns.
but like I said, in order for him to bust into that number one or two, he's gonna basically need the Cowboys to either eat some money or eat a draft pick. So he gonna have to ball.
You really think the UDFA is gonna like burst through like the lineup
I
and
put it to you like this. In a 100% competition based business model, yes, he should have a legitimate shot.
okay.
I'll also say this. I
Antonio
think the
Gates
Dallas
is what they
Cow. I
compared
think
him
this
to.
I think this is one of the times where the Cowboys would prefer for that to happen. Because let me ask y'all a simple question: do you think the Dallas Cowboys want to give Schoonmaker a contract?
No.
Absolutely not. No.
Okay, then. So he's
Yeah.
going to be fine.
And there's nothing you can do. You can and you can't get the pick back. Like it's
Spam Ford.
Spoonmaker is spilled milk. You know what I'm saying? Like and that's what the draft is. The draft is a lottery. You pick the wrong numbers. That's just what happens. It happens. If you listen to me, if you're okay with walking away with Mozzie Smith, who just his fifth year option did not get picked up from the
It got
New York Jets.
declined.
So he like Mozzie Smith will probably be available. Honestly, keep it real. He actually be available. He's probably available now. You know what I'm saying? He might even be out the league, man. That man's just crazy how you could be a first round pick and 1 year removed from the team that drafted you. You ain't even in the league no more. Jesus, bruh. That was
Not
our
for long.
first round pick, bruh. And he is not about to be in the league no more. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, yeah,
If he can learn
that's
how to
my
block,
hope is
he'll
that
be good.
Trig at least gets an opportunity to take one of these dudes down. And if you're the Cowboys, you want him to take you like realistically, you're not re-signing Shoemaker. You know what I'm saying? Ferg, you already got him on a deal. So you want him.
You can get out of third contract next year. Let's just talk about the elephants in the room. You can get out a bland contract next year with no hassle because they always front load their deals, and you can get out of Jake Ferguson's contract next year with no hassle. So you tell me, would they prefer to keep them guys around playing average at a high rate, or would they rather get younger and cheaper?
Younger and cheaper.
Somebody said, would you rather have Mozzie or Schoonmaker right now? Probably Mozzie.
Neither.
Neither. I don't want either of them.
I have Quentin Williams and Kenny Clark on my team. That don't even sound real.
Yeah, that's beautiful. Especially the roster we had this time last year. Man, that's amazing.
Yeah. But all right, man. I
Ferguson has
appreciate
good
everybody
hands.
for
He
stopping
just
through,
doesn't have
sliding
good
through.
yak yards.
We've been on here
Yeah,
for
he
an
could
hour
catch.
and 45 minutes, man. Hey, we went in, bro. Especially for this just being some random. Everybody want to go live. Mike was like, "Man, you want to go live?" I'm like, "Yeah, let's go live."
After church, yeah, I got to get off too. I got to go get this yard done, and
You know what I'm saying? So, man, hey, I'm West Coast Cowboy. You already know where y'all can find me. Mike, let them know, Mike and Ken, let them know where they can find y'all at.
at the West Texas Cowboys Report on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and we're always on the show with West Coast all the time. So if you can't find us there, sometimes once or twice a week we'll get on with West Coast. But we're also going to be at Oxnard for training camp, and then before that, in the summer, we're going to be at the VidCon, which is in Anaheim, California. If y'all want to join us out there at VidCon, it's a good place to connect with other content creators and build your brand. And so I was trying to get West Coast to come out to VidCon last year. It was a lot of fun for the kids too, you know. So maybe this year West Coast will be at VidCon if he's not busy with football. But we'll definitely see you out at training camp, West.
Ken, let them know where they can find you at, and then HDM, let them know where they can find you at.
Yeah, same thing. West Texas Cowboys Report.
Yeah, we partners, man. That's my partner.
Hen, let them know where they can find you at, man.
Yeah, man, it's your boy Henny the Mo reporting live from the liquor store, man. You can find me at HTM Sports on YouTube, HTM Sports on X, and you can find me as Henny the Moore on Facebook, man. Thank y'all for everything. Wes, appreciate the invite,
It's an
brother.
honor. Thank you, guys. It's an honor to be on here with y'all for real.
Yes,
Hey,
sir. Hey,
appreciate it, man. Anytime.
the next big thing that was on the menu for the Dallas Cowboys is the schedule. That should be coming out here. Well, I would think it'd be coming out next week sometime. Keep it real.
Yeah, week and a half.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was already looking at Oxnard Airbnbs, but I wanted to wait until um, the schedule comes out for training camp. But it's usually, August, 1st of August is a good time to go out there.
Yep. Hey, man, you already know what it is, man. Never look down because the stars up.